So in this video, I'll be teaching you how to calculate the distance between 2 points on a small circle. I hope you can still remember that a small circle occurs when we have points on the latitude. Does that make sense? So when we have points on the latitude, we have a small circle. Now I've got this question which I'll be using to explain this topic. It's an SSC question, so it's a bit lengthy, but it's not hard. It's very simple. All right, so we have A 60 degrees north, 30 degrees east, and B 60 degrees north, 42 degrees west are two towns on the surface of the earth. So the first thing to do is to try to represent it on the globe. So we have the globe. Now remember, this is the equator, 0 degrees, and then we have the prime meridian, 0 degrees. Now we go back to the question. We have A 60 degrees north and 30 degrees east. So let's have 60 degrees north will be above the equator. And so we are going to be having a bit far because it's 60 degrees north. And then we have 30 degrees east. 30 degrees east. East would be on the right hand side of the prime meridian, and it will not be too far. So we have 30 degrees east. Does this make sense? It then means point A would be here, at the point where the longitude meets the latitude. So we have point A. Does this make sense? Now let's go back to the question to see the point for B. We have 60 degrees north and 42 degrees west. Now 60 degrees north, it means that it's still on the same latitude, and then we have 42 degrees west. So we are going to be drawing 42 degrees west. 42 degrees west will be on the left hand side of the prime meridian. So we are going to be having 42 degrees west. Now the point B will be the point where 42 degrees west meets 60 degrees north, and that is the point here. So we have point B. Now you can see that the 2 points are on the latitude 60 degrees north. So it means that this is a small circle. Does that make sense? Alright, so let's try to complete this circle. So if I try to complete it, I'm going to be having something like this. Do you understand? And let's say if this place is the middle, it would be on the prime meridian actually. We'll be having the radius, and we'll be having the radius. That means this point would be theta. Does this make sense? Now if you look carefully, the point between B and A, it's an arc. So it means that the length of an arc is theta over 360 times 2 pi. But in this case, because we have a small circle, it will be small r. Does that make sense? So let's write the formula below here. We are going to be having distance of a small circle will be equals to theta over 360 times 2 pi small r, where theta equals to angle between longitudes. Does that make sense? Because small circle is when you have 2 points on the same latitude. So theta will be angle between longitudes. Then we have r. Now in this case, the formula for calculating small r will be big R cos alpha. Big R cos alpha. Does this make sense? Where alpha is the angle of latitude. Let me take it again. The distance between 2 points on a small circle is theta over 360 times 2 pi small r. Now theta is the angle between longitudes. Now small r, the formula for calculating small r is r cos alpha. And alpha in this case will be angle of latitude. And then lastly, your pi is either 22 over 7 or 3.142. Don't forget, capital R is 6,370 kilometers if you are not given. Does this make sense? Now, can we actually solve the question above using all that I've taught you? So let's go to the question. We have calculated correct to 3 significant figures. Number 1, the radius of the circle of latitude on which A and B lie. Now in this case, we are told to find small r first. So let's do that. Calculate small r. Now remember, the formula for small r equals to big R cos alpha. Now alpha is the angle of latitude. And in this case, the angle of latitude is 60 degrees north. Can you see they are both the same? 60 degrees north, 60 degrees north. Do you understand? Don't forget that latitude is either north or south. And here we are also told that we should take the radius of the earth, which is capital R, as 6,400 kilometers. So we'll be using capital R as 6,400 kilometers, while alpha is 60 degrees. So let's load this into the formula. It means small r will be equals to 6,400 times cos 60 degrees. Do you understand? So we'll be having r will be equals to 6,400 times cos 60 is 0.5. So r will be equals to 6,400 times 0.5 will give us 3,200 kilometers. And this here is our answer for number 1. Do you understand? Now that we've gotten small r, we can go ahead to find the distance between points A and B. Can we do that? Now, so for number 2, distance equals to theta over 360 times 2 pi small r. Now theta is angle between longitudes, and here we have the longitudes as 30 degrees east and 42 degrees west. So they are on different sides, and when they are on different sides, we say we add. So it means that the angle of longitude will be 30 plus 42. 0 plus 2 is 2, 3 plus 4 is 7. So we are going to be having 72 degrees as our theta. So this will be 72 over 360 times 2 times, what were we told to take pi as? We were told to take pi as 3.142. So we have times 3.142 times, our radius is 3,200 kilometers. So we have 3,200. Does this make sense? Over 1 over 1 over 1. 0 can cancel 0. 36 here 1. 36 in 72 is 2. So we'll be left with 2 times 2 times 3.142 times 320. That will give us 4,021.76. Now let's look at how many decimal places we are told to leave our answer in. We are told to leave our answer to 3 significant figures, not decimal place. So 3 significant figures. Now we go 1, 2, 3. Is this up to 5? No. So our answer will be 4020 kilometers. to 3 significant figures. This here is our answer, 4020 kilometers. I hope you understand. So don't forget, the distance of finding 2 points on a small circle is theta over 360 times 2 pi small r, where small r is equals to capital R cos alpha. Does that make sense? Now theta is the angle between longitudes, while alpha is the angle of latitude. I hope this is clear enough.